My name is Lisa Brinton, and I'm running for mayor to give Norwalk residents their voices back. This campaign is called Lisa for Norwalk because I will represent the people of Norwalk, not party or special interests. As an independent candidate born from a bipartisan, grassroots movement, I believe we can steer a better course. True long-term prosperity for Norwalk will only be achieved if we protect our natural assets and our historic maritime character. We also need to foster economic growth that benefits all residents, not just the few. That's what our campaign is about, working together to make Norwalk the great city that we know it can be. We're at a financial crossroads, not just this city, but the state as well. Personal lives are also filled with crossroads, where we're forced to make tough decisions, choose the road less traveled, and where we experience epiphanies. Mine happened 13 years ago after recovering from breast cancer, leukemia, and a successful bone marrow transplant. I decided to retire from my corporate career, which had spanned 3 continents, including 20 years with AT&T and 5 more as a management consultant. I did this so I could focus on raising my sons. They were young, and I wanted to dedicate my life to their care. Their care was tied to this city. Through my children, I became involved in all things Norwalk. My journey began in education like it does for many moms, first as a PTA officer, and then as a perpetual fundraiser. As a community member and co-founder of Red Apples, I spent 6 years on the school district's data management team, promoting reforms that helped Norwalk become the #1 urban school district in the state. I've also used my business skills to teach Norwalk kids how to write and debate. Teaching kids and helping the school district was fulfilling, and it still is, but then something happened. Another crossroads. 5 years ago, I became involved in a zoning issue in my neighborhood. This paved the way for my broader understanding of the land use issues impacting Norwalk. The mayor campaigned 6 years ago on these issues, and at that time I supported him. But sadly, things have only gotten worse. Over the course of my 21 years in Norwalk, and nearly 60 on this planet, I've learned a few common themes from my personal, business, and civic life. You can't solve problems if you don't identify root causes. You can't plan or make smart decisions in isolation. And you can't move a city forward unless you set goals and priorities. For example, some things that have no place in a city moving forward are contractor yards across the street from family homes in South Norwalk, diminishing light industrial zones for innovative manufacturing, or allowing an overcapacity prison in a family neighborhood. My priorities include protecting small businesses in East and South Norwalk, including the shellfish industry from Hartford's negative impacts with the billion-dollar walk bridge. My plan would not include paying for the IMAX theater 3 times over with public money, or tearing down the Garden Cinema because we won't hold a bank responsible for poor lending, or admit city responsibility for a bad development. Successful planning includes thoughtful improvements to our parks, open spaces, and sidewalks, instead of opportunistic deals on public land. One of my top priorities would be to bring all stakeholders and the land use bodies together to focus on the health of our downtown instead of the silo management we see today. Norwalk also needs to use taxpayer funds more wisely. Millions spent on legal fees, frivolous lawsuits, and settlements would be better spent improving residential quality of life, the schools, or helping small business. We spend countless hours talking about old plans, new plans, future plans. As I see it, planning isn't really our problem. Implementation and expertise are. My administration would look for staff, commission, and board members with expertise in commercial property, land valuations, risk assessment, and project management. Why? Because land funds 90% of our city. We must do better. In my administration, land use will cease to be a political game where the few pick winners and losers. Norwalk also needs professional, not political, city management. We need open and transparent government that encourages robust dialogue and decision-making, and that starts at the top. This means a leader supportive of small business and a sense of community rather than more fortress apartments. Therefore, My administration will focus on three main areas: people, places, and processes. People live in our neighborhoods. People start local businesses. My administration will welcome input from everyone: residents, businesses, and developers. Places are where we spend our time, where we live, work, go to school, shop, worship, and socialize. In addition to our rich history, we're blessed with a hearty New England individuality. Connecting that economic sustainability and prosperity so longtime residents and homeowners can afford to stay in Norwalk is the key to our future and unlocking our city's greatness. However, in order to do that, we need to connect our people to the places we hold dear. City Hall must implement reforms based on national best practices, not simply adding another layer of management. Processes are the nuts and bolts of the government machine, and decision-making must be fact-based. If forms don't make sense, they'll be redesigned. If departments are unable to share information, we'll fix the data systems. Everything should be examined for effectiveness, efficiency, and fairness, including how we budget, plan, zone, issue permits, enforce ordinances, and finally value our homes and businesses.
Yes.
Lisa.
I'm staying focused, people. Budgeting and taxation must connect dollars with quantifiable metrics and results that residents and businesses understand. As your mayor, I will take this on. At the end of the day, this campaign is not about me. It's about us. Because we're all connected, and it'll take all of us working together in a bipartisan, and actually, as you guys know, in a nonpartisan fashion to steer Norwalk to the best and brightest future. Tonight, I'm asking all of you to join my campaign and help me make Norwalk, the 6th largest city in Connecticut, the best city in the state. And for that, I thank you.